gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Fred Davey, Reverend Fred Davey. There's no amplification other than for the press. And I am the Executive Vice President at Union Theological Seminary in New York, up at Columbia University. There is no amplification except for this. I'm just moving it up. Okay, it's just for the press. They should understand. I am also a member of the Mayor's Clergy Advisory Council, and I'm here today to stand with Mayor de Blasio and all of these men and women gathered here to support the mayor's affordable housing plan. As a person of faith and as a Presbyterian clergyman, for me, this is a moral issue. That housing is a moral issue. That should be a person's God-given right to have a decent and affordable place to stay. Yes. And we believe that this housing plan that the mayor has put forth gets us a long way to ensuring that every New Yorker, regardless of income, regardless of neighborhood, will have a safe and affordable place to live, to raise and grow a family, and to make a contribution to this great city. So I want to thank everyone for coming out today to support this plan. We have a number of people who will speak to you, and then we have something else that's going to happen here as well. So our first speaker for this time is Assata Bakum. She is a HTC member, and we welcome her to the podium. Assata Bakum.
HTC. Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. HTC. My name is Assata Bakum, resident at the Soundview section in the Bronx. I lived there for 26 years. I'm happy, proud of making my voice to hear this afternoon. As we are all aware, there is affordable housing, senior housing crisis in the city. Every day is getting more and more expensive to live here in the 5 boroughs. I am a room attendant at the New Yorker Hotel, and I'm a proud member of my union, the New York Hotel Trade Council. Is HTC in the house? Yes. Is HTC in the house? Yes. Thank you. I work hard every day to raise my 5 children. Yes. That's why I'm strongly supporting Mayor Bill de Blasio affordable senior housing plan. We need more affordable housing in our city. We need more senior housing, affordable housing in our city. We need it now. And I'm proposing now from the City Council mandatory inclusionary housing and zoning, quality and affordability. We ensure that continue to work towards achieving the mayor's vision of building, preserve 200,000 affordable housing units, and create a new senior housing unit in the city. For far too long, this issue has not been addressed properly. It is a shame that hardworking New Yorkers and the senior getting pushed out of the city they love to call home. Our fellow New Yorkers should have the opportunity to find safe and affordable place to live. While politicians have focused on other issues, the problem has been growing, but now, thanks to Bill de Blasio leadership, our city council has the chance to do the right thing and help fight against affordable and senior housing crisis. By passing MIH and ZQA, and the City Council will be helping to contribute to solving the crisis we have been facing for far too long. The time is now. We need to urge every single member of the City Council to vote for MIH and ZQA now. The City Council must do the right thing, pass the important initiative. Thank you.
Thank you. And now we will hear from Dennis Johnston, who's the Vice President for 32BJ. Dennis Johnston.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. What do we want? What do we want? When do we want it? Now! All right, it's great to be here with all of you on behalf of Local 32BJ, and we're supporting Mayor de Blasio's plan for mandatory inclusionary housing and zoning for quality and affordability because it will provide vital housing for hardworking people who are seeing the housing stock for middle-class and working-class families like theirs disappear. There is a major lack of housing that is affordable for New York's working families and middle class, including the 70,000 32BJ members who live and work in this city. MIH will set a baseline or minimum of affordable housing that must be included in new developments that benefit from a rezoning. Zoning for quality and affordability gets rid of unnecessary technical barriers that get in the way of building more affordable senior and supportive housing. Like many other New Yorkers, more and more of our members are forced to move far from the city to find a home that they can afford. Or they face the tough choice of how to manage all of their family expenses and pay the rent. We don't want a city just for those with lots of money. Diversity is what makes New York City great. And this housing plan will keep our city that way by ensuring working and middle-class people can continue to live here. The mayor's plan creates and preserves affordable housing that we need, 200,000 affordable homes over a 10-year period. That's right, 200,000 affordable homes. This is a starting point, not the finish line. Now we need to keep going with Mayor de Blasio's plan to build and preserve this much-needed affordable housing. We will also continue to work to secure good jobs for all workers in any new developments. Both goals, building more affordable housing and creating good jobs in the process, are necessary for New York to reverse the trend of increasing income inequality. We will stand with the city to move this plan forward. Thank you very much.
And now the State Director of AARP, Beth Finkel. Beth.
Okay, so we are right at the precipice of really making a change historically for all New Yorkers. There are 200,000 seniors that are currently on waiting lists for affordable housing in New York. 200,000 seniors. We've got to take care of this so they can live out their days where they want to in dignity without struggling. How do they pay for their food? How do they pay for their drugs? How do they pay for their rent? It's not acceptable. Right now, the New York City Council has the opportunity to pass a common sense plan that will create at least 10,000 new affordable housing units for seniors and 200,000 total affordable housing units throughout the city in the next decade. And we have got to grab this opportunity, and we have to make sure that it happens. Affordable senior housing is way too vital, and we can't allow the status quo, antiquated ideas about parking spaces or unreasonable building height restrictions. We've got to get all of that out of the way and make sure that we have sufficient senior housing. We need to make sure that the ZQA provision is passed, and this will be a win for everyone, not just for the seniors, but also for their families who want to make sure that their family members can age in dignity in New York. So ARP will continue to lead this charge with our 800,000 members that are in the 5 boroughs of New York City. We really want to get this done. Thank you.
Thank you, Beth. And now we will hear from Stuart Applebaum from RWDSU. Stuart.
Thank you. Sisters and brothers, the heavens are smiling on us today. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today. Good afternoon. I'm Stuart Applebaum. I'm president of the Retail, Wholesale, and Department Store Union, UFCW. We represent thousands and thousands of hard-working men and women throughout this city. And we know working people need affordable housing now more than ever. And Mayor de Blasio's plan addresses that need. Simply put, this is a mayor who gets it. He understands the challenges that face working people trying to make it in this city. And he is willing to use the power of his office to push for solutions. He's been there with us in the fight for good jobs. He has used his power to support and bolster major organizing campaigns by many unions in the city, by retail, car wash, fast food, and other low-wage workers. He has been there with our car wash workers as they face rampant wage theft and employee mistreatment in the car wash industry. And he has been there with us as we continue to fight to keep low-road employers like Walmart out of our neighborhoods. We feel confident that the administration will continue to work with all of us in creating a city that works for working people. New Yorkers who work so hard to make our city great should not have to choose between feeding our families and buying medicine or paying the rent. That's why we support Mayor de Blasio's housing plan and urge the City Council to vote yes on MIH and ZQA to make our city more affordable now and for years to come. We will continue to work with the mayor and look forward to gaining the support of the council. And I could not be prouder than to be here today with our ally in the fight for a more livable New York, our mayor, our brother, Mayor Bill de Blasio.
So you call us. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, this one. Can we? Yeah, can you hold that and I'll do this? All right, we're going to make this work. Can you hear me, everyone? Yeah! All right, brothers and sisters, thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I see so many friends, so many people fighting for a New York that can be afforded by everyone, a New York for every kind of person. That's what we believe in, right? Yeah! I want to thank Stuart Applebaum. Thank you so much for your kind introduction. Thank you for all you have been doing. You've been fighting for working people, for an affordable city, for living wages. Let's thank Stuart for all he has done, and thank RWDSU. All right. Who is here from labor? Let me hear you. Yeah! Seniors and retirees. Let me hear you. Seniors and retirees, you can do louder than that. Clergy and community activists, let me hear you. Yes, sir. Very good. Now, I got to tell you, there are so many people who have been fighting for a New York City for everyone, for a city that continues to be what we've always known it to be, a place where everyone has possibility, a place where everyone has a shot. When we lose that, it's not New York City anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's what we're fighting for. Yeah. And I want to thank everyone who is here today. There's some special thank yous to people who have shown exceptional leadership. I want to shout them out and shout out some of the great organizations that are part of this. I have to say a special thank you. Reverend Fred Davey here, I know he's been emceeing today, but he also is very important to Shirley and I because he is the minister who married us in 1994.
Did a pretty good job, too, right?
So, Fred, I want you to know it worked out beautifully.
Great.
I have to say there are so many great organizations, but one that has done absolutely awesome work has been AARP. I want to thank Beth Finkel and everyone from AARP. I want to thank Dennis Johnston, Vice President of 32BJ, and everyone from 32BJ. 32! I want to thank Aisata Bokum, Hotel Trades Council member, and everyone HTC. They are here. I want to thank everyone from Self-Help who's here, everyone from 1199, everyone from CWA, everyone from DC 37 AFSCME, everyone from Live On New York, everyone from the Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce. So many organizations that represent so much of the city, together in common cause, a livable city, an affordable city, a city for everyone. That is what we're here to achieve. Now, brothers and sisters, we have work to do. We have 2 bills that we have to pass in the City Council. Our time has come. You need to make your voices heard. You need to make sure every City Council member knows this is about our families.
That's right. That's right.
This is about our neighborhoods.
Yes.
We know that the status quo in this city will not do. We know that for too many years, people were pushed out of their neighborhoods, and the city government didn't do anything about it.
Yes.
And that has to change.
Yes.
For too many years, the real estate developers called all the shots in this city. And that has to change.
No more.
It is time to put some rules into this game.
Yes.
It's time for the public's interest to come first.
You're right. That's right. That's right.
One of these bills is called mandatory inclusionary zoning. No, it's not the sexiest title you've ever heard. But I want you to focus on the word mandatory.
Mandatory.
Thank you. Mandatory, because it says,
Yes.
it says to real estate developers, you must build affordable housing. If you want to build anything, you have to build affordable housing. The days of giveaways are over. It is time to put the public's interests first.
Yes.
And this legislation would be the most progressive in the United States of America.
Yes.
It would require the private sector to put the public's interest first for the very first time in the history of this city and in the history of this country.
Yes.
That's what we're fighting for.
Right. Yes. Yes. You're right. That's right.
Now, when you think about why this is so important, when you think about it, think of the people you know. Think about your family members, your neighbors, your coworkers, the ones who haven't been able to stay in their neighborhoods, the ones who lost their homes. Think about them. We owe it to them to fix this situation. Think about the people hanging on by a thread, worried they're going to lose their apartment. We owe it to them to get this right.
Yes.
And we all know them. We all know people who are so worried about being forced out of the neighborhood they love and the city they love. We've got to stop it now.
Yes. Yes.
This is what we do. With mandatory inclusionary zoning, we create more affordable housing than ever before. We change the rules of the game.
Yes.
With ZQA, zoning for quality and affordability, we create affordable housing for seniors more than ever before. Because our seniors need affordable housing.
Yes.
And the status quo has not been working for our seniors. This is the fastest growing part of our city. The demographic that's growing the fastest is seniors. Seniors need a place to live they can afford, but the status quo is not working for them. So we have to change the rules, change the laws, create more affordable housing for seniors, and we need to do it now. Now, you will find people who say, maybe change is scary. Maybe there's reasons to keep the status quo in place. And everyone here has to take on those conversations and those debates. Everyone here has to stand up for this legislation. Here's what I want you to say. We're changing the rules of the game. We're going to make it mandatory to create affordable housing for the first time ever. We're going to make it possible to create senior housing, senior affordable housing more than ever. That's the beginning. And then people will say, well, wait a minute. Will that be enough to keep people in this city, to protect our neighbors? Here's what you say to them. First of all, this administration has done something that was never done before. We have devoted 10 times more money to fighting evictions, to giving people the legal services and legal aid they need to stay in their apartments.
That's the truth.
That's true.
And what do we find? When you give someone a free lawyer, and I want everyone to remember, tell everyone you know, if they feel they're on the verge of eviction, if they feel they're being harassed by a landlord, if they feel the heat or the hot water, the repairs are not being given to them, what you do is you call 311.
Yes.
You call 311, and a city lawyer, a lawyer paid for by the city, will be given to you for free to defend your interests. That's never been possible before.
Yeah, that's right.
But now it is.
That's true.
10 times more money for legal aid and legal services.
Yes.
What has that caused? A 24% decrease in evictions since this administration came in. 24% fewer evictions.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, sir.
So it's working, and we're going to be doing more and more to protect people. So that's one way we protect people who are already in affordable housing and need to stay there. Another thing, for all the people who are rent stabilized in this town, they used to get rent increases that were very arbitrary, that were based on the landlord's interest, not the tenant's interest. We said, let's make it based on the actual facts. And we looked at the numbers, and for the first time ever in the history of the city, we had a rent freeze for folks in rent-stabilized housing this year, a rent freeze. That changes people's lives.
Yes!
And then we looked at 400,000 New Yorkers who live in public housing. 400,000 people who need to know that that backbone of affordable housing will be protected. And we put resources into the Housing Authority to protect it, to make the repairs that were needed, to fix the things that have been broken for a long time. And we said very clearly, our public housing, NYCHA, will be protected. It will not be privatized. It will be kept for the people of this city. We will protect it.
Yes, that's right.
So look at these pieces together. The legal aid and legal services to keep people from being evicted. A rent freeze to make sure people weren't being overcharged. Protections for all the people who live in public housing. And then add to it the strongest laws to create affordable housing anywhere in the country. That's what we're going to achieve together. Add to it the clearest laws to create senior affordable housing that we've ever had. When you add that all up, we can keep this a city for everyone. When you add all up, we can make this a city where a hard-working family or a senior who's paid their dues actually can stay in the city they love. That's what we want to achieve, right? Brothers and sisters, together, we're going to make sure the voices of working people, the voices of seniors, the voices of every neighborhood are heard in this building. We're going to let all the good people in the city council know how much this matters. Between you, you represent hundreds and hundreds of thousands of New Yorkers. AARP alone, vast, vast constituency of seniors. Between all of you, you represent the voices of this city. We need the city council members to understand the time is now.
Yes.
It's
yes,
urgent.
That's right.
We cannot wait for affordable housing. The time is now.
The time is now, yes.
Let me hear you say it. The time is now.
The time is now. The time is now. The time is now. The time is now. The time is now. The time is now. The time is now.
I think they'll be able to hear you.
Yeah.
Let me say, with your help, these two crucial bills are going to win the day. We're going to get across the finish line. We're going to change this city forever.
Yes.
With your help, people are going to look back on these days in March of 2016, and they're going to say, that's when an affordable city was saved. That's when we stopped this city from going over the brink.
Yes.
That's when we turned the tide in favor of working people, in favor of families, in favor of seniors. We're going to look back and know this was the moment, and every single one of you were the people who helped make it happen. Every single one of you were the authors of change.
Yes.
So I need you to give yourselves a rousing round of applause.
Yes, we can.
Now I just want to say,
Thank you, man. Thank you.
thank you, brother. Thank you. Now I just want to say a few words in Spanish. Who wants some Spanish?
Yes.
All right. Hoy, unimos nuestras voces para decir que la vivienda asequible no debe ser un lujo. Estamos aquí para decirle al Consejo Municipal que apruebe nuestras leyes para crear más viviendas asequibles, asegurando que Nueva York siga siendo una ciudad para todos. A city for everyone. Nuestros ancianos y trabajadores neoyorquinos merecen vivir con dignidad en la ciudad que aman y han ayudado a construir. The city that people created. The city that was created by so many people here, and all the people you represent must still be the city for them. Yeah! Not just a city for those who are wealthy, not a gilded city, not a gated community, a city for everyone, and that's what we will achieve with your help in the City Council. Brothers and sisters, make your voices heard, and let's win a great victory for New York City. Thank you.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. What's the plan? What's the plan? Sí se puede. 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 Sí se puede.
Well done.
Sí se puede.
Thank you. Thank you, brother.